Okay, this is cool. You just have to see how beautiful this is. Isn't this nice? Check those roads. There's the center. But you see, I'm the passenger. I can see this hill from far away. In fact, you can see all these white hills from far away. There's a hill way over that way. And from up there, you can see all these white fields. And I think these are they. But I'm not sure because that's higher than this. So this is a valley here now. I love figuring out the terrain. Isn't it beautiful? Wouldn't it be wonderful to walk over there, climb up in those hills, walk down in that valley and out in there? I have explored that one once. It was in the autumn and everything was orange. It was so beautiful. Yellow and orange. There must have been a lot of maples up there. And there's a little stream that goes through here somewhere. And then on the side of this hill, there used to be a lot of raspberries. Tons. We first came here and it was there they are. It was very difficult to get here for my little children. They were still very young. But they rode their bicycles out here and they picked the raspberries. Actually, I think they just picked them and ate them. Oh, look. Ta-da! And the beginning. So you go by the township office and then, or whatever. And then there you are. Isn't it amazing? Look at how snowy it is. I took, oh, what happened now? Uh-oh, something's wrong. There. It's really no brighter than it looks in this video. It looks pretty much the same. Not quite though. These trees are darker in the video. And I can see in the distance there, I can see better looking this way than I can in the camera. This is like Minnesota, isn't it? Is Minnesota like this? Minnesota is cold and
I think it's pretty flat too.
Oh, is it? They've got a lot of lakes?
It's like Manitoba and Saskatchewan, I believe. I'm not sure.
Oh. Is it below them?
It's south of them, yeah.
Okay. The landforms do seem to be ignorant of borders.
But it's cold there too.
I like the way their tires sound on the road. So when the truck went by, he was also sanding and salting. Which I can see because the very edge is melted right there. And the thing is it's snowing so fast that since he left, I mean it's more on the road here than it was near the township entrance, isn't it? Maybe not. Maybe it's just the same.
Well, yeah, similar.
I love snowy days. Winter is only fun when it snows. Well, it's not only fun when it snows, it's fun when it's sunny. Anyway, I love winter. Love it, love it, love it. I love that you can see into the trees and see what's there. See the land formations. This is very low. You know what's fun is to go with a topographical map. Drive down the road with a topographical map that's showing your location. And then it's showing you the rings of the height of what's around you. And all the lines refer to one height, right? And every 50 feet or something, they have another line. Or something like that. I thought it can't be 50 feet up. But anyway, I don't know how it works. ones would be almost on top of each other. Because I guess that's because of the height at that. Yeah, they would be on top of each other there. I really want to know how to read a survey marks, like so many feet, minutes, degrees, whatever, north, east, west, south, you know, northwest. I would like to be able to figure that out. I guess I could learn it by standing in one place and using my you have to drop a pin, and when you drop a pin in a place, it gives you the longitude and latitude. What's the name for that? Anyway, when you if I were to stand like on the deck and walk so many feet north, then I could look at the coordinates, that's the name, coordinates. And I could look at the geographic coordinates and I could see what's changed. And I know I made, I walked 10 feet, so I can see where the 10 feet has changed. Then I can do it in another direction, and I could walk 10 feet that way. And then I could check and see what numbers have changed now. And the letters, is it? No? What's different? I know that 45 degrees north is where a sundial is. Where a sundial is. What's the word? Not coordinated, but anyway. So sundial, it uses the idea that the sun is right there, and the sun is only right there, or not right there, up there, whatever. When you are at 45 degrees north, so you're up in Canada or Minnesota, when you're at 45 degrees north, then your sundial will work exactly on time. It will work perfectly. But if you are down in Mexico, at 80 degrees, no, not 80, the other direction, where your compass is 80 degrees. Yeah, so that's 90 degrees, so 80 degrees, but no, 0 is at the equator, right? Or 0 is at the Arctic?
No, 0 is the equator.
0 is the equator, so then I'm going backwards. So 45, so this gets to be 0. So when you're at 10 degrees, so if you're in Mexico and you're at 10 degrees, and you have a regular sundial, which is at 45 degrees, the metal bar on top is angled at 45 degrees, it's not going to tell you the right time. It'll never really work. You'll never be able to figure out what's wrong with the thing and why it doesn't work. Isn't that interesting?
Where are they at an angle anyway? Why don't they just straight up?
Because the sun, I don't know. It's figured out. Somebody really smart applied their intelligence.
I guess when you're too far south, the shadows will be pretty short. Or it can be in the middle of the day.
Yeah, that's it. If they're straight overhead, then you don't have a shadow. And if it stays straight overhead all day, does it do that? It never does that. Does it do that in the poles? There must be a place on the planet where it stays overhead all day.
No, it doesn't, because it rises in the east and it sets in the west.
And those two things cannot exist at the same time. Therefore, one is true and one is false. Which one? And then begins the debate. It's mine. No, mine. Mine. But we think very differently, don't we? We think very differently. And the reasons that we think differently have to do with what we're doing. So, for instance, I came out the door and Willem was beside the car and there was 2 inches of snow on the ground, and I could not for the life of me figure out why Willem had not pushed the shovel on his way between here and there, and then it would have been clean, and then it would not have gone into the holes in my shoes. And then I realized, once I spoke to him, that regular people wear boots that actually cover your feet, and 2 inches of snow is nothing. It's nothing. It's like walking through the wind. But I think differently. Who in their right mind puts on Crocs in the winter? Well, you know how hard it is to buckle up those shoes? And my outdoor boots have cleats on them. And I really don't want to wear them on the cement sidewalk and on the road, but you know, the parking lot and all that stuff. And then into the chapel and then untie them. And they're going to be a big mess of water, snow, and they'll melt and they'll be wet. Anyway, so I wear my Crocs because I can click them off just like Dorothy. Sometimes you have to realize that we are all like Dorothy. We are very much like Dorothy. I think that there is quite a moral in that story, The Wizard of Oz. Dorothy always had the ruby slippers on her feet, and she could have gone home any time. But she didn't know that. She knew that she had on the ruby slippers. She knew that the Wicked Witch wanted them. But she didn't know how powerful they were and what the power was for. She just wore them like they were slippers, and she was guarding them. But once you find out more about things, then you find out how powerful you really are. How you can change your life. You can get up out of a situation and leave. You find out. But how do you find out? How do you find out, Willem?
How do you find what out?
Are you not even listening to me? Hundreds of thousands of people are watching this at this very moment. And you are not even listening to a single word. What is become of our relationship? Okay. That's my dear sweet Willem, who I love so much. Hey, I'll be able to make a live video soon because it's the 26th, and so it's near the end of the month, and it's the 27th, isn't it? And it's getting closer, and I still have 2.5 gigs of data to use up. I'm only at 50%. I thought, I thought it was telling me 4.8, like that I had used this up. Somehow, I guess I have to reset it. That's what I'll have to do. I have to reset it every month. Why isn't it not resetting itself? Ooh, it's a little dicey here, I guess.
I'm plow.
I'm plow. Whither will he go? Watch out, someone's there. Oh, but they have to stop. Good. Aha. Whither, oh whither, say I. Whither, oh whither will the plow go? We're going this way.
I'd like
You'd like to go behind the plow.
I'd like to go on a straighter road there till the plow will go to Perth, I would imagine. But you have a straighter road, you don't have to go start so slow in all those curves, you see.
But we get to go very slowly. We could just sit in a very beautiful spot, find a very pretty spot, and we could sit there for a few minutes and wait for him to clear the road for us. Isn't that a lovely idea, woman? Oh wait, which way are you looking? I love my Willem. I give him such a hard time. Oh, I guess the road is giving you a hard time now. He's not even plowing it, is he? He's not salting or plowing. Yes, he is. He's got his plow down. Yeah.
He's going to drive so slow for fun.
You're right. So if you're a township road plow and you're on a county road, do you automatically, I mean, you have to cross county roads to get to all of the township roads, right?
I'm not sure how that works.
So you must, I mean, are you going to go by a place that's really snowy with your plow up? Because it's not your responsibility? Do you remember Wasn't there a? Oh yeah, there was a picture once of a raccoon with a yellow line across down the center of him, and he was lying on the road. He was a roadkill, and so this yellow line went right over this roadkill. You're in the wrong lane. Okay, now I'm glad you decided that we should go much earlier. Drive according to road conditions.